Hey, you! Check this out!
From a world of humble beginnings, frequent crashes to the desktop, lag spikes and network issues, to crashing his spaceship into the ground and against asteroids because he's too much of an idiot to dodge a giant rock from 2 miles away. Seth is in the middle of the Stanton system, becoming the best salvager he can be. Can this man make it on the road to riches? Or will he fail at being able to get all the ships in the galaxy? Join Captain Seth on his journey as he survives the dangers of deep outer space and multiplanetary shenanigans on the first episode of The Seth!
All right, well, first things first, an honest day's work is what we need to get in. You know, nowadays it's just really hard to come by situations where that'll be enough. But for our situation here in space, all the way in the Stanton system away from Earth, I think it's enough. So let's get into our Vulture. We're gonna have to make it across the city, and we're gonna have to catch the train to take us to the spaceport. I really like working in space, just cleaning up junk. It's really, really calming. Kind of like watching power washing videos on Reddit. I think that we all need a little more tranquility in our lives. For me, it's power washing videos and looking at stuff about space. And for others, it'll be just walking around and seeing the beauty in nature, maybe the beauty of architecture. Everyone has their own vices, whether it's a positive or a negative. But whether that positive or negative is for you, that's for you to decide. Try and weigh the more reasonable points of it, the pros and cons, not just what you feel like should be the right thing to evaluate on. So let's head over to the spaceport, and we're gonna head over to our ship, and we gotta go into space, start our adventure. Who knows what's gonna be held up for us in space? Star Citizen's been growing quite a bit. Maybe we'll get held up by pirates. Maybe we'll be caught up by the random Redditor moderator that's going to be acting as a policeman. I don't know. In whichever scenario, patience is the key. Oftentimes you're gonna see that even with patience, you're gonna be failing every now and again. But that's all right. The point is to get back up, not to let anything beat you down. And so, here we go. We're gonna get into the Vulture, and we're gonna head off to our adventure. You know, I really just like the prospect of cleaning up space. Although it's not exactly my home like a planet, I still consider it part of the thing that makes life possible, and I enjoy seeing it prosper. So whenever I go out and I see a wreck, I just feel satisfaction of being able to work it through and make it into chunks, and then selling it off to the nearest city. But we're gonna have some trouble today. And that is because we're here. In this nebula, there's a bunch of asteroids, and we gotta fly through them. But I also had the other issue that I didn't account for. I'm running on a VK00 quantum drive on this ship, and that does not carry enough fuel. I'm scanning now to see if there's anything nearby, and thankfully, coast is clear. Gotta make our way to the hangar, and we gotta land so that we can refuel. We need to kind of bunny hop against all of the nearest points. Thankfully, we're able to reach them, and once we get our tanks full, we're going to be able to head to the next sector. And that sector, I think, is going to be toward ArcCorp's direction. We need to head over to the location of the mission, and it is not close. I'm pretty confident that we'll make it, though. If anything, it's kind of on me. The reason that I chose the VK00 is because it's quick, but again, it's just so frustrating when you have to wait 3 hours to try and reach someplace. So I'm gonna just take my chance here. Honestly, I think that the Vulture is very reliable, and even if we did run out of quantum fuel, I would kind of bite the bullet and just ask someone to refuel me in the middle of space. Not many people have those type of capabilities. I think the Starfarer is the only ship that can do that right now, and chances of me finding one of those players is not good. But let's see how we go, and let's see if we can make it. And with that, we've done all the jumps we need, and we need to make one final stretch. And after that, we'll be at ArcCorp. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. All right, so we made it to ArcCorp. Next step is we need to go to Bygenie Point. That's the space station in orbit of this planet. We got to refuel so that we can make our final jump, and we can then head over to the location of the mission so that we can get our prize. And by prize, I mean the wreck of the ship that we need to salvage. So I need to go around the planet. Where is Bygenie Point? There it is. Once we're there, we're going to be able to land. We'll get the last full tank, and we'll be on our way. I think that Bygenie Point is kind of a memorable place for me, especially because of its architecture. That ring you see there, I often go through it, and I just like to boost my way back. It's kind of fun going through it like a basketball in a hoop. And with that, we got our full tank, ladies and gentlemen. Time to head off. All right, there's the nebula, and that is exactly where we need to be. Somewhere in there, there's a ship waiting for us just to scavenge. Hopefully it has stuff. And by stuff, I mean loot boxes. Something. Cargo. That's kind of like the icing on the cake. Salvaging doesn't need to have cargo, but it's a nice bonus. It's kind of rare for me to spot anything that doesn't have something in the cargo hold, though. And there she blows! There we go. Alright, gotta pull in and I gotta see what this has. Better scan it. I'm kind of shocked. I scanned this thing and it doesn't seem to have much in it. I'm very curious to see if I'm wrong. I think it's going to have more in it. It should. And it doesn't show anything. Well, we'll check it out later. Let's get to salvaging. I shouldn't have done that. But as I'm panicking a little bit, trying to figure out what the controls are so that I can get the ship still, I remember that I have a laser beam to hold it in place. So we solved that instead of having the ship drift away. Otherwise it would be a nightmare getting the rest of the hull. I'm very curious to see if I'm actually wrong with the scans, so we're gonna just go out and we're gonna EVA over and see if the cargo hold has anything. Fortunately, I brought my gravity gun, and by gravity gun, I mean my gravity rifle, the strongest version of this thing. What do we got? Oh dang, it's actually empty. That's unfortunate. The weapons in the front, I don't think they're gonna be worth much. They're too small? Yeah, they're too small. Well, at least we can get the components of the ship. The shield generator, the quantum drive. Yeah, we're gonna be able to get a bit off of those things. Just gonna send them over to my ship. This is why it's convenient to know how to park. And this is a mistake. I gotta make it to my ship. That is very scary. Out in the middle of nowhere, you got two ships drifting. Oh gosh. Fortunately, it wasn't that big of a drift, and we were able to make it back inside with the faceplant. I gotta head over to the cockpit, and I gotta make this ship stop. Alright, well that takes care of that. But now that we have the components, well, not all of them, I don't want to bother going back in there, so I'm just gonna destroy this thing. Alright, so I guess our reputation is up. We got more missions for salvaging other ships. Way bigger ships, too. Pretty happy with that. I think I'm gonna call it after that one. Yeah, I've got another mission here, and it's too far. I think I better just wrap it up. Maybe there'll be something else that spawns later. But that was a fun run. Hey, if you guys enjoy this, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again. Be safe out there.